thrifted this piece for $30 and sold it for $350, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be working on a vanity that I thrifted for $30 from Habitats for Humanity. When I originally saw this piece, I decided I was going to hold off on it, so I went home and I couldn't stop thinking about this piece, so the next day I went back and I bought it. I always like to start off by removing any piece that will get in the way while I'm sanding. For this piece, I'm removing the mirror. Then I go in with a simple green cleaner to wipe off any gunk or grime that might be on the piece. To start off my sanding process, I always start with a 120 grit sandpaper. Sometimes you never know what lies beneath the surface, so I find that using a 120 grit sandpaper is the best way for me to start out. To my surprise, underneath the uneven stain lies beautiful pine wood. This is a furniture flipper's dream. If you don't have a Surf Prep sander, these foam pads are a great alternative to the Surf Prep sander. I got a pack of these foam pads from Amazon for less than 20 bucks. If you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars for the Surf Prep sander, this is a great alternative. I will link them down below. This is a reminder to always check and clean beneath your piece of furniture. You never know what could be beneath. For me, it was a thick cobweb. I had to take a quick break to record my dogs. Look how cute. With an orbital sander, I find it can get hard to get into those nooks and crannies on furniture pieces. So what I like to do when I run into this issue is grab an old gift card and some sanding paper, and I fold the gift card into the sanding paper, and it helps me get into those tight corners while sanding. I have a few sanding foam blocks that are made to get into corners, but I find that this works so much better. Also, remember to move up in grits, especially if you plan on staining your piece. I started off with a 120 grit and now I'm moving up to a 220 grit so that my stain can evenly apply. I like to use a pencil just to ensure that I am sanding the entire area. I decided I was going to stain the entire piece, so I needed to resolve the water stain at the base of the vanity. I took some household bleach and applied it with a sponge to lighten the stain. It helped a ton. I started off by spraying the piece down with some water because I wanted to try a paint wash for the first time. I landed on a paint wash plus a stain combination to go on top for some added dimension. This was my first time with paint washing and it was definitely something I need to get used to. I worked in tiny sections all over the piece because I knew it dries pretty quick. I did a test strip on the mirror frame before staining the entire piece. I loved the color. It was the exact color I was imagining. I mixed together 1 part Early American stain by Minwax and 2 parts Dark Walnut stain by Minwax as well. At this moment, I started to get a little scared because the stain started to look uneven, so I thought it was the way I was applying the stain, so I tried to buff it out a little bit, and I kept making it worse. At this point, I felt completely defeated. I had spent so much time sanding, and I'm not really sure why it was doing this. I'm not sure if it was the paint wash that I used, so I had to take a break for the day and just decompress because I was so stressed. Hey guys, as you can tell, the staining process did not go the way that I wanted it to. It's fine, I'm not going to dwell on it. So what I decided to do is I was gonna prime the bottom of it and stain the top. I was gonna resand the whole piece on the top and paint the bottom of it. I did not record my priming process, so I will attach the primer I used right here. I love this primer. It works so good. I just did one coat of it, honestly, and it worked perfectly. So I'm so sorry I did not record the priming process. I started off with Minwax Pre-Stain Wood Conditioner. This is an important step that helps to ensure that you are getting the most even stain. This is a step that I will never skip when I'm just applying stain. Then I'm going in with Minwax Stain in the color Jacobine. This is my first time trying this color, and I have to tell you, I have fallen in love with the stain color. This might be my #1 dark stain color. It's not too dark, it doesn't have that orange tint, it's perfect. This is a personal preference, but I prefer to stain first, then paint the rest of the piece last. I find when I stain last, I tend to drip a lot of the stain onto the paint, which causes me to have to paint over the stain drip. So I like to stain first and then cover the area where I stained, and it saves me a lot of time, but some people might prefer it to be the other way around. I chose the color Bungalow Beige by Sherwin-Williams for the base of this piece. It is a beautiful beige color with the slightest hint of pink. It is perfect. I went in with my paint gun that I got from Amazon. I will link it in the description box down below. Always remember, you're not trying to achieve full coverage in the first coat, so keep it really light. Thin layers always look better and stick better. Don't worry about making it look perfect in the first pass. Always remember to lightly sand in between coats, and make sure to check for any dripping. I have made many mistakes skipping this step. I usually go in with a 3000 grit sandpaper and it works perfect. But for this strip right here, I had to go in with a 120 grit just because the strip was too big. I ended up having to do 3 coats for this piece just because it's a lighter color, which is fine by me. I then went in with a polyacrylic from Minwax. I chose the sheen satin. I love satin. Whenever I use a satin on any of my pieces, it usually tends to go pretty quick. The original mirror was pretty badly damaged, so I had to order a new mirror. I just ordered a mirror from my local glass shop and it was pretty cheap and it worked out perfect. Here's a friendly reminder of what it looked like before. The stain was severely uneven, and here's what it looks like now. This piece turned out better than I could have ever imagined. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $350 and it sold in less than 4 hours. This one pained me to see it go. I added some contact paper on the inside of the drawers just for an added touch, which made a huge difference. I love this piece so much and I'm glad I could find it a new home. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.